Alright, one more problem number 1. Okay, answer for this one is 12. Number 2. Alright, answer for this one is 1. Number 3. Okay, answer for this one is 40. Number 4. Alright, answer for this one is 30. Number 5. Alright, answer for this one is 81. Go ahead and bring up your lottery number. Alright, winning numbers for today are 5 and 3.
I had 3 in a row.
Okay, homework check. Take it to Mr. Skinner. 1 through 3. Okay, answers are y equals 2x plus 2, y equals negative 3x plus 4, and y equals negative 2x minus 3. Okay, answers are y equals 5x minus 2, y equals 4x minus 6, and y equals negative 6x plus 2. Okay, answers are y equals 3x minus 7, y equals 8x minus 6, and y equals x squared plus 6. Okay, answers are y equals x squared minus 3, y equals x squared minus 5, and y equals 2x squared plus 4. Okay, answers are y equals 6x squared minus 5, y equals 3x squared plus 1, and y equals 4x squared plus 7. Okay, questions on the homework? Okay, papers to pass out today. If you need to make up a test, come in 6th period. Our objective for today is 9th grade patterns, functions, and algebra number 4. Our learning target, today we're going to graph functions in the following variations. Y equals negative 5, x equals 3, y equals x plus 2, y equals negative x minus 4, y equals 3x plus 1, and y equals 1/2 x minus 3. Alright, for example 1, we have y is equal to 2. What we do is we graph the point 2 on the y-axis. This is the y-axis, this is the x-axis, and they're labeled too. And they should be labeled on your little sheets unless they got cut off. So we graph the point right here. We want to graph the line that shows everywhere where y is equal to 2. It's going to be a horizontal line. So this is y is equal to 2. No matter where you go on this graph, your y is always going to be equal to 2. You have x negative 2. Next we have x is equal to negative 3. To graph this, we're going to graph our negative 3 on the x-axis. Next, we're going to draw the line that represents all of the points where x is equal to negative 3. This is going to be a vertical line. So remember, if it's y is equal to something, we graph the point on the y-axis, and it's going to be a horizontal line. If it's x is equal to something, we graph that point on the x-axis, and it's going to be a vertical line. Everyone understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's practice problem number 1. Okay, our function is y is equal to 4. We go on the y-axis, which is this one right here, and we plot the point at 4. So we go up 4. Our point's going to be right here. Now we need to draw the line that shows all the points where y is equal to 4. Okay, answer for the bonus should be x is equal to 1. Alright, practice problem number 2. We're graphing x is equal to negative 1. We go to our x-axis and plot the point at negative 1, which is right here. We want to show all the points that are at x equals negative 1. It's going to be a vertical line. Should look like this. Okay, answer for the bonus problem should be x is equal to 4. Alright, moving on to example number 3. We have y is equal to x minus 2. Now, the way we graph these, we look at our number that we have right here. We have a negative 2. This is our y-intercept. We're going to plot this point on the y-axis. After we plot this point, this is going to be our first point. Now how we find our next points is what's in front of the x. Now if it's just an x, right, then that means there's a 1 there. if it's a whole number like 1, 2, 3, whatever, in front of the x, we put that number over 1. So if it was 3x, we would have 3 over 1. 3 over 1 is just 3, right? And 1 over 1 is just 1. This is what we're going to use. This is our slope. We're going to use this to find the rest of our points. The number on top is our y value. We need to figure out what distance from this point are we going to move to find our next point. The top number tells us we're going to move up 1 on the y-axis. The bottom number tells us we're going to move to the right 1 on the x-axis. Remember, if it's a positive number, on the x-axis it'll go to the right. If it's a negative number, it'll go to the left. And on the top, if it's a positive number, the y will go up, and if it's a negative number, it'll go down. This will make more sense in a minute. Alright, so we have y is equal to x minus 2. We plot our minus 2 first on the y-axis. So we're going to plot it right there. Next, we need to figure out where our next points are at. Remember, all we had was x. We have a 1 in front of the x. This is our slope. We're going to use our slope. Put that number over 1. This is what direction and how far we move for the y in the y direction, and this is how far we move in the x direction. By that means that we're going to start at our point right here. I'll change colors. We're going to start at our point right here. We're going to move up 1. We get that from right here. Next, we need to move to the right 1, because this is a positive 1. Okay? So that's where our next point is going to be, in the section right here. Okay, if we want to plot another point, we use the same thing. We have a 1 over 1 for our slope, so we move up 1 and to the right 1. This will be our third point. Now to make the line, all we do is connect the points. Should look something like that. Okay? Alright, let's see example 4. We have y is equal to negative x plus 3. This is what we plot first. It's a positive 3, so on the y-axis we're going to go up to 3 and plot our point. To find the other points, we're going to look at what's in front of the x. It's just a minus sign, so what's that mean?
Negative 1.
It's a negative 1, and what do we do with that? We need to put it over 1. This is how far we move on our y-axis. This is how far we move on our x-axis. Okay, so to plot this, negative x plus 3. I wish I would have done that on the top. Okay, first thing we need to do, there we go, is plot this point right here. So that's what I've done right here. You move on the y-axis, go up to 3, and plot our point. Next thing, we need to find another point on the graph to make our line. We look at what's in front of the x. It's a negative 1. We put that over 1. This is how far we move on the y-axis. This is how far we move on the x-axis. Okay, so we start at our point. Now this tells us to move down 1. Remember, it's a negative, so on the y-axis we're moving down if it's negative. Down 1, and this is telling us to move to the right 1. We plot our point right there. Move again, down 1 to the right 1. Plot another point. Next we just need to connect the line, or connect the dots to make our line.
So do you want us to do it twice?
You can plot 2 points. It makes a straighter line if you plot it 3. And then you just connect the dots like that. Okay?
Okay.
That's why you'll need rulers, so that way it'll be easier for you to draw the line.
It's going to always be a straight line.
You had that, go ahead and come up. I know, it's okay. Make sure you pay attention to your axes, you guys, when you're graphing these. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, answer for this one. X is equal to 3. Let's try practice problem number 4. Okay, bonus. The answer should be x is equal to 15. This example, you guys. We have y is equal to 2x minus 1. In this case, we have a 2 in front of the x, which means instead of 1, we're going to put our 2 over 1. And we have a negative x here. Or negative 1 here. So to plot this, we're going to start at our point at negative 1. Since we have a 2x, 2 over 1 means we're going to go up 2 and to the right 1. So up and over 1, our next point would be there. Up 2 and over 1 again, that would be our next point. And finally, draw our line. Mine's a little bit off. This is what this would look like then. Okay, for the next example, we have y is equal to 1/2 x minus 4. This is not a whole number, which means we already have 1 over 2. So 1 over 2 is going to be our slope. This is our y, and this is our x. So for this, we're going to have up 1 and to the right 2. Okay, if you already have a fraction there, you don't have to put the number over 1. So for this point at negative 4, we need to go up, and again up 1 and over 2, and we connect our lines. Okay? Okay. If you have money to trade in, go ahead and come on up.